Breaking news, shooting investigation in Durham. Police are at the scene on Old Oxford Road because of a woman who was shot. What we're learning from the location in the WRAL breaking news tracker. And truck into building. One person was hurt after a truck crashed into an apartment building in Raleigh. What we're trying to learn about the driver and the people that live there.
And a quiet start this morning, plus some more updates on traffic as well. We'll talk more about this pleasant Friday coming up in a bit.
We are following those updates and stories and more. WRAL News at 8 starts in 30 seconds.
Now be careful with Hardee's new hot honey. You'll get lost in that made-from-scratch hot honey chicken biscuit. Right now, get the hot honey chicken biscuit or any chicken biscuit for just $3.99. Only at Hardee's.
What's up, Bubba?
Hey, Brad.
Did we win something?
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Partner with some chicken.
Yeah.
Right now on the app, My Rewards members get the Bubba Wallace Full Throttle Tenders Meal with a collectible Hardee's card.
Your number one source for local news. This is WRAL, coverage you can count on.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. I'm Laura Levine here, ready to kick your weekend off. There are so many stories and updates that we're following on this Friday. But before we get to that, let's check in on the forecast with meteorologist Grant Skinner. Grant, what a lovely morning it is to get our day started here.
Oh, yeah, gorgeous this morning. Lots of blue sky to start off our day. It's going to be a gorgeous rest of our Friday with plenty of sunshine. Temperature is also pretty comfortable this morning, but we will gradually warm up through this afternoon, close to 90 degrees. Again, this is the view from Fenton and Cary. A nice start this morning, not seeing any clouds. Still in the 60s across much of our area. 69 in Raleigh, 63 in Roxborough, 69 in Goldsboro, some low to mid 70s for a few spots. A bit warmer by this afternoon. We'll jump to around 90 degrees by around 3 o'clock. Again, plenty of sunshine, just a few extra clouds late in the day. We'll drop to around 80 degrees by 9 p.m. this evening. More showers and storms, though, by the end of the weekend, plus a severe threat that we're watching. We'll talk more about those rain chances, and also we'll talk more about these rainfall totals, 1 to 2 inches possible. That's all coming up in just a bit. Want to get a quick check on traffic, though. We are watching a few crashes. First, I want to check on this area, Leesville Road between Kingsland Drive and Country Trail. Want to look at the live picture there. You can see crews still working on that. They just started doing some tree trimming not too long ago to get that the trees kind of cleared off of the power pole that was damaged there. You can still see that area is cleared off with some or blocked off with some cones, and emergency crews continue to work there. So we'll keep following updates with this. Again, it's still closed, so keep in mind you could still have some congestion in that general area. Also watching multiple crashes. This one is now causing a big backup off of Capitol Boulevard. You can see in the northbound lanes all this area in red from that traffic crash there. Capitol Boulevard near Burlington Mills Road. It's just south of Burlington Mills Road. Looks like it just finally showed up in our system, but I'd manually put in there a long time ago because I saw this congestion in there. It was already showing up in our system with some congestion. So again, got a crash there and still following this area near I-440 eastbound. Not seeing any big delays there. You can tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Thank you. Police in Cary now say a large response this morning to a neighborhood off Carpenter Fire Station Road near NC 540 turned out to be a false alarm. Allie Catlabar is there now on the WRAL breaking news tracker as she's been there all morning. And Allie, the town just sent us new information about why so many police officers were there at that scene.
Yeah, and within the past 15 minutes, we have confirmed with Cary Police that the department got a call from a non-listed number saying a person had been shot. And so officers responded here on Parkman Grant Drive. They quickly found no one had been injured and that it was a false alarm. We do want to walk you through a timeline, though. According to police radio traffic, at 3:55 this morning, Cary Police were dispatched to a possible deadly shooting on Parkman Grant Drive. Someone saying they shot their mom. About 10 minutes later, police radio traffic indicates officers asked for help for a barricade situation. We got to the scene around 4:30, where police units were lining the street, appearing to put on tactical gear. Around 5:20, we noticed the scene started to clear. Officers on scene told us it was a false alarm, but listen to this broadcastify radio traffic of officers asking for backup for a barricade situation.
Give me reference to an argument that occurred, and caller advised they shot their mother. Patient's a 56-year-old female. She is not conscious, not breathing at this time. Again, caller is the assailant. Looks like it's possibly going to be an obvious death.
Again, a false alarm, according to the Cary Police Department. Also, Cary Police saying that they got that call from a non-listed number. We are working to find out where this call originated from, as well as if Cary Police are investigating this as a swatting situation. Of course, when we hear back, we will, when we come back, we will let you know. Reporting live in Cary, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
More breaking news that we are following this morning. A woman was injured overnight after a shooting in Durham. This happened at Old Oxford Road around 2 this morning. WRAL's Kirsten Clark is live at that scene right now. And Kirsten, we just got some new details from Durham police in the last few minutes. Catch us up to speed here.
Yes, Laura. So we're hearing from Durham police now that this was a drive-by shooting. We're at the intersection of Old Oxford Road at Danube Lane. Police told us earlier that a woman was shot. And from the information that we just learned, they say that that woman had a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. She was transported to a hospital and is expected to be okay. This scene, though, is still active. This happened around 2 o'clock this morning, and we're still seeing Durham police as well as crime scene investigations at the scene here. This is at a laundromat as well as a tobacco shop and car wash, all at this building. Take a look at this video from the WRAL breaking news tracker around 2:30 this morning. You can see the front window of the laundromat appears to be shot out. We saw dozens of evidence markers in the road as police, forensics, and the Durham County Sheriff's Office investigated. At one point, police looked to be questioning people from the tobacco shop next door. So again, at this time, we know this was a drive-by shooting. One woman was shot, has non-life-threatening injuries, and was taken to the hospital. So we're still asking Durham police questions, including if they have identified any suspects. When we have more answers, we, of course, will bring them to you. Live in Durham, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
Kirsten, thank you. Cumberland County investigators returned back to the scene of where they found a body initially yesterday in the woods. Sky 5 flew over that scene this morning and saw several unmarked vehicles and crime scene tape that's outside a home on Deep Creek Road. The deputies found the body in the woods near that home around 4:30 yesterday afternoon. Investigators say they don't know the identity of that person. A person is hurt and an apartment building is badly damaged after a crash this morning in Raleigh. Check out this video. Police responded to the crash on Forest Oaks Drive around 3:15 this morning. They say a pickup truck veered into the North Oaks Landing apartment building, causing extensive damage. Raleigh police say the driver fled the scene. A passenger in that truck was hurt and is expected to be okay. No one in the building was hurt. Starting today, court hearings in the state could face delays. That's because certified court interpreters have planned a statewide work stoppage. This is in response to lawmakers leaving out funding in the new budget to increase their pay. Court interpreters help people with limited ability to speak English to communicate with judges, attorneys, and court staff during proceedings. Without them, it could mean postponements in cases ranging from criminal charges to domestic violence protective orders. Certified interpreters currently earn between $45 and $55 an hour. Neighboring states such as Virginia and South Carolina pay much more than that. So we did ask the North Carolina Judicial Branch about the work stoppage, specifically whether it has a contingency plan if interpreters don't show up today, if court hearings could be delayed, and whether current pay is enough to meet the state's obligation to provide meaningful language access. They referred WRAL to information on its website, but did not answer any of those questions. You can follow this story on the WRAL News app as we get developments and during our evening newscast starting at 4 p.m. Right now, WRAL is looking for answers this morning after another, and really two more, semi-trucks were torn open by the P Street Bridge in Raleigh. Both of these incidents happened just hours apart yesterday. It marks 6 crashes at this bridge in the last 2 weeks. So instances of trucks being damaged by this bridge have been happening for years now. It has happened so often that the bridge has been nicknamed the P Street Peeler. That's despite multiple warning signs leading up to the bridge. We spoke with DOT about why this may be happening and what drivers can do to prevent it. One way, using GPS apps that account for the height of your vehicle.
There might be some folks that are renting trucks that may not know their clearance. Those GPSs that we use to get from point A to point B, they don't know the height of our vehicle.
So we have reached out to Raleigh police asking how many crashes they've responded to at the P Street Bridge and how it compares to previous years. We did also reach out to Norfolk Southern, the company that operates the railroad bridge. Here are the questions on the screen you can see here. So how do the collisions affect the structural integrity of the bridge? And would Norfolk Southern consider raising it? In a statement, the company says, quote, "Safety is our top priority. The P Street Bridge is a long-standing railroad structure with posted vertical clearance that is clearly marked for motorists. Drivers are responsible for ensuring their vehicles comply with applicable roadway requirements." Well, President Donald Trump says an agreement has been reached for complete disarmament of Hamas. The president says this would pave the way for Gaza to be governed by a new Palestinian government. This government would work alongside his board of peace. Earlier this month, Hamas announced it would dissolve its government in Gaza. The group has yet to respond to the president's announcement. Iranian state media is now reporting that Iran has targeted an airbase in Kuwait. Iranian media has released this video claiming it shows forces launching those attacks towards Kuwait. As of this morning, Kuwait has not confirmed the attack. Iran has previously targeted U.S. infrastructure at military bases in the region. Of course, this comes as the U.S. Senate rejects another measure to rebuke President Trump's war on Iran and powers over that. It lost by one vote. 3 Republicans voted in favor of limiting the president's war powers. Democrat John Fetterman was the only member of his party to side with Republicans. Good time now, 8:11. Runaway tire crash. That's what led to damage on this SUV. See more of the moment and when it happened. Plus, we're hearing from the Pitt County Sheriff for the first time about the death of a canine in a hot car.
We're devastated. We absolutely are. We lost a family member.
What we're learning about the handler and what he was doing while the dog was in the vehicle. Grant?
A bit more humid than yesterday morning, but still not too humid out there. Dew point still in the low 60s for a lot of spots. We'll get more humid, better chances for showers and storms this weekend. I'm breaking down those rain chances and rain totals coming up. Coming up on 8:15 on this Friday morning, a beautiful view from Carolina Beach today. You can see folks already out this morning. Probably a good plan because it will get hotter this afternoon. Not unbearably hot, but definitely hotter throughout the next few hours. Checking on the views across our area, you can see rip current risk will remain low throughout the course of the day today. So that's a good sign. Still watch out for those local beach flags. If we have any updates to that, we'll make sure to share them with you. But again, a low risk for rip currents. The forecast today looks great. Temperatures in the 80s across the area with plenty of sunshine. Then for our Saturday, temperatures back in the 80s, 89 Ocean Isle, 87 Topsail Beach. Emerald Isle looking at 84 degrees, and then Ocracoke at 85 degrees for our Saturday. So again, it's going to be a warm day both today and tomorrow. We'll check on how those temperatures will change through the weekend coming up in just a bit, and when we'll see those better chances for showers and storms. A quick check on those drive times across our area. You can see from Knightdale heading south on 87, a 1-minute delay. Also headed south on Highway 1 from Wake Forest, a 4-minute delay this morning. If you're headed north on Highway 1 from Apex, just a 1-minute delay. We're watching a couple of crashes and also still that road closure. I'll have an update on that coming up in just a few minutes.
I'm Elizabeth Holmes in the WRAL Live Center. Overnight, tens of thousands of migrants fled from Morocco to Spain's territory of Ceuta. This is new video this morning that we're getting into our newsroom. Right now, the AP reporting about 60,000 migrants were a part of this. And to give some context, Ceuta is a Spanish territory that is on the African continent right beside Morocco. Now, we're learning this morning 18 migrants died trying to reach the territory. Right now, it is unclear what caused the massive amount of people to flee to Ceuta over the past 24 hours. Spain's prime minister blamed smugglers. He called this a violation of Spain's territorial integrity.
Elizabeth, thank you. The Pitt County Sheriff says a canine officer whose dog died in a hot car will not face charges. However, that officer will also no longer be assigned a dog. The Pitt County Sheriff's Office says Canine Chili's handler forgot that she was in the car. The handler found the dog dead 4 hours after and later at the end of his shift. In a new interview, Sheriff Paula Dance called what happened a tragic accident. She also answered a question on many people's minds. What was the handler doing while the dog was in the car?
I know that at some point he did paperwork. I've established that at some point he ate his lunch in a break room, and then he went back and did more paperwork.
The SBI is now investigating this case. A scary crash in Philadelphia was caught on camera. Video shows a loose tire flying across the interstate before slamming into an SUV. Wow. The tire bounced over the median and they hit the vehicle with tremendous force. Pennsylvania State Police are now investigating where the tire came from. Officials have not released any information about possible injuries. We are now hearing from a 16-year-old California lifeguard that jumped into rough waves to save a boy. You may remember this video from earlier this week, and now the teen says he was just doing his job. The video of Ryder Williams jumping into action last weekend has gained national attention. Williams says that he was at the waterline when he saw the child lose his footing in ankle-deep water. He quickly radioed in and ran into water. The boy's father is grateful for his heroic effort.
It means everything to me. My children mean the world to me. That's why I'm just eternally and forever grateful. Anything I can do for them, I owe them my life.
Just amazing. Accolades have been pouring in for Williams, and he has even been invited to the White House. In a statement, Ryder Williams said, quote, "This is my job and I love what I do. I'm thankful to my fellow lifeguards who perform rescues just like this every day." All right, cheers to beer, watermelon, and local art this weekend. It's time to take a look at WRAL's Out and About. It'll be a big weekend for barbecue lovers in Cary. Tonight is the start of the Beer, Bourbon, and Barbecue Festival at the Cocoa Booth Amphitheater. There will be dozens of different types of bourbon, beers, and plenty of delicious food. The festival starts tonight at 6 p.m. and runs through Sunday. Tickets are available online. And tomorrow is a great day for watermelon lovers. McLean Family Farms Nursery and Ice Cream Shop is hosting its Watermelon Festival. That will include live music, line dancing, and a watermelon eating contest. It's free to attend, but parking is $5. That'll be at the McLean Family Farms on River Road from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. tomorrow. Local artists will be showcased this weekend at the North Carolina Museum of Art. The museum, along with Triangle Pop-Up, are hosting the market at NCMA. It's a great chance for people to view some great art and shop local. That event is tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. For more weekend activities, you can visit WRAL.com and search Out and About. And for folks who are heading out and about this weekend, you definitely want to stay and check in on the forecast because meteorologist Grant Skinner will be tracking some storms popping up in different areas, Grant.
Yeah, more storms by the end of the weekend. For now, it's going to be beautiful, but we'll have our next system that moves in. That'll bring a better chance for some showers and storms. Plus, a low-end severe threat is possible on Sunday. So we'll talk about more details with that. For now, though, it's going to be a beautiful rest of our Friday. A touch warmer than yesterday, but still really nice out there. I want to show you the view from Raleigh this morning. You can see lots of blue sky. It's beautiful out there. The sun is shining. Enjoy this gorgeous start to the day. A great time to get outside, walk your pets, take a walk after you watch us here on Fox 50. 69 in Raleigh, 74 in Fayetteville, 72 in Goldsboro, 73 in South Hill right now. We'll jump to around 90 degrees in Raleigh, 89 Goldsboro, 88 Roanoke Rapids, and 89 in Roxboro this afternoon. After jumping to around 90 today, we'll see similar temperatures tomorrow. It's by the end of the weekend that we'll see a better chance for showers and storms ahead of our next weather maker. Excuse me, with those storms on Sunday, we'll have a low-end severe threat, a level 1 of 5 risk of severe weather. Raleigh seasonal, excuse me. Level 1 of 5 risk of severe weather. Damaging wind gusts being the main threat includes the triangle, point south, and then back to the north and west as well. So again, damaging wind gusts will be the main threat with that system. Again, our next weather maker is this cold front. That's going to bring the best chance for showers and storms, especially Sunday into Monday of this weekend into the start of next week. So watch during the first half of next week as this next weather maker moves in for better chances for showers and storms. Again, it will become gradually more widespread later in the day on Sunday and into Monday. Again, you're not going to see rain the entire weekend. Not going to be a washout. Saturday is mostly dry. Just a few showers. It's by Sunday that we see the better chances for rain. All right, quick look at the 7-day forecast. Temperatures sitting at around 90 degrees this afternoon. afternoon, upper 80s to around 90 on Saturday, mid to upper 80s on Sunday, so it'll cool off just a bit. A better chance for showers and storms to start next week. Again, with that, a low-end severe threat, damaging wind gusts will be possible. We will gradually warm up close to 90 degrees, but overall trending cooler than average with those better chances for showers and storms into the start of next week. So that's a good sign there. Overall, things will be a bit drier across the area. Still watching a crash. This is going to be Capitol Boulevard near Burlington Mills Road. It's going to be just south of that, so keep that in mind. Also, want to take a look at a live picture from Leesville Road. This is going to be just south of I-540 off Leesville Road. You can see there's still a road closure there. There's crews still working to trim those trees. Looks like they've now just done some trimming there, and they might have just cut off that branch entirely that was on some of those power lines there. So we're going to keep getting more updates from that. As we learn more information about that closure, we'll let you know. But again, a crash off Capitol Boulevard, plus watching that road closure. We'll have more updates on Fox 50.
Grant, thank you. Staying focused, UNC's chancellor is fielding questions about the decision to place general manager Michael Lombardi on leave. What he has to say about the situation and the start of Bill Belichick's second season with the Tar Heels.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning, everyone. The time now is 8:26 on your Friday morning. I'm Laura Levine. Let's get a check on the weather with meteorologist Grant Skinner. And Grant, a whole lot of sunshine that we're seeing right now.
Yeah, temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Plenty of sunshine to start the day, and we'll keep plenty of sunshine through this afternoon. Might see a few extra clouds later today. We're at 68 in Roxborough, 73 South Hill, 69 in Raleigh, 72 in Smithfield this morning. We'll then jump to around 90 degrees. Again, plenty of sunshine throughout the day, so it should be beautiful. A few extra clouds late in the day. We'll see better chances for showers and storms to close out the weekend and start next week. Could see a brief damaging wind gust with those storms as we head into our Sunday. A check on traffic. Drive times look great so far. Still seeing some delays heading south on Highway 1 from Wake Forest, a 4-minute delay there. Otherwise in the green for the most part. 87 headed south from Knightdale, only a 1-minute delay. Also checking over in Durham on those drive times. A 2-minute delay headed southbound from Infinity Road on 501. Otherwise seeing a lot of green here from Chapel Hill headed east on I-40. Not seeing any delays there. You can also tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Durham police are investigating on Old Oxford Road after they say a woman was shot early this morning. The video shows a broken laundromat window and dozens of evidence markers in that road. We're still working to learn more information about what happened and if police have identified any suspects. A person is hurt this morning and an apartment building is badly damaged after a crash. Police responded to this crash on Forest Oaks Drive in Raleigh at around 3:15 this morning. Raleigh police say the driver fled the scene. A passenger in that truck was hurt, but they're expected to be okay. No one in the building was hurt. We have much more news coming up next on Fox 50.
Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
We are following two breaking news scenes in the Triangle. A large police presence in Cary, later called a false alarm, and a woman shot overnight at Durham's Oxford Manor Apartments and near that area. The latest on these investigations.
And it's a gorgeous start to our Friday. Should be a very, very, very nice day today. We'll talk more about those very comfortable temperatures this afternoon. Plus, we'll have a check on traffic as well.
Plus, paying more to park. Prices are set to go up in downtown Raleigh this weekend. Just how much more you'll have to pay and where that money is going to. A lot that we are following here on your Friday morning. The time is 8:30. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Laura Levine. Let's get a check on the forecast with meteorologist Grant Skinner. Grant, the weekend looking like another hot one ahead of us.
Yeah, it'll be hot to start. Thankfully, by the end of the weekend, it will not be as hot. We'll have better rain chances and temperatures slowly cool off. Lots of blue sky from Chapel Hill this morning. Enjoy the start of the day. Maybe go for a run. Maybe he's just trying to get across quickly, but enjoy a run this morning or taking a walk with the pets. It should be a very, very nice day for it, at least to start. Temperatures aren't too hot. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s this morning. 69 in Raleigh, 74 in Fayetteville, 72 Southern Pines, 72 in Rocky Mount and in Goldsboro. Clinton's at 74 degrees this morning. This afternoon we'll jump to around 90 degrees, so a touch warmer than what you saw yesterday, but still not too hot out there, not too humid either. Watching for severe threat on Sunday, level 1 of 5 risk of severe weather. Those rainfall totals keep increasing. We'll talk more about how much rain we could see coming up. But we also wanted to take a quick check on traffic as well. Again, let's take a live picture from this is going to be off of Leesville Road. This is going to be just north of Country Lane. So it's going to be south of 540. There's still a road closure there. Crews are still working. You can see those cones kind of set up on the roads there. They've been doing some tree trimming. They've already cut off a significant part of the branches there to kind of clear that off, but they're still doing more trimming right now as they try to work to clear that area. So you can see folks actually in the far back portion of this picture here, you can kind of see the cars turning around once they approach this. So if you can, take an alternate route around that. There are a couple of routes on the side of that, which I'll show you coming up in a little bit. But again, still watching for those incidents there. We'll have more updates on our drive times coming up in just a bit.
Grant, thank you. Cary police say a report of a deadly shooting in a neighborhood off Carpenter Fire Station Road turned out to be a false alarm. Ali Kadlabar is there now on the WRAL breaking news tracker. And right now, Ali, I know that you're asking police whether or not this is a case of swatting.
Yeah, and that's because the call that came in reporting a shooting that turns out confirmed by Cary police that it was a non-listed number. Now, we do want to take you through a timeline according to police radio traffic of what happened this morning. So at 3:55 this morning, Cary police were dispatched to a possible deadly shooting on Parkman Grant Drive. Someone saying they shot their mom. About 10 minutes later, police radio traffic indicates officers asked for help for a barricade situation. We got to the scene around 4:30 where police units were lining the street, appearing to put on tactical gear. Around 5:20, we noticed the scene started to clear, and officers on scene tell us it was a false alarm. Listen to this Broadcastify radio traffic of that initial dispatch call of someone saying their mom was shot.
Give me reference to an argument that occurred, and caller advised they shot their mother. Patient's a 56-year-old female. She is not conscious, not breathing at this time. Again, caller is the assailant. Looks like it's possibly going to be an obvious death.
Yeah, again, a false alarm. So we have reached out to Cary police asking if this was a swatting situation where someone calls the police reporting an incident for a large police presence, a fake incident. Now, of course, we are working to confirm this and working to get more information. Reporting live in Cary, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
More breaking news that we are following this morning. A woman was shot in Durham overnight. The shooting happened along Old Oxford Road. That happened around 2 this morning. Kirsten Clark is live at that scene right now. And Kirsten, Durham police are now calling this a drive-by shooting.
Yes, Laura, we are at the intersection here of Old Oxford Road and Danube Lane. We've been here for hours this morning. This drive-by shooting, Durham police saying, happening around 2 o'clock this morning. And the scene is still active. I'll take a step out of the way so you can see what we're looking at here. They've been focused here at this, it's a laundromat, a tobacco shop, as well as a car wash, all at this one building. You can still see Durham police are still there, as well as crime scene investigators. Now, I want you to take a look at this video taken just after the breaking news tracker arrived after 2:30 this morning. You can see the front window of the laundromat appears to be shot out. We saw dozens of evidence markers in the road as police, forensics, and the Durham County Sheriff's Office investigated. At one point, police looked to be questioning people from the tobacco shop next door. And at that time when I had spoken to police, we were told that a woman was shot. And again, at this time, we now know that this was a drive-by shooting. Police say that this woman had one gunshot wound. She was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, so she is expected to be okay. But we're still asking police if they have any more information about what happened leading up to this shooting, if they have identified any suspects. And of course, we'll bring you that information as we learn more. Live in Durham, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
A person is hurt and an apartment building is badly damaged after a crash this morning in Raleigh. Police responded to this crash on Forest Oaks Drive. That was around 3:15 this morning. They say a pickup truck veered into the North Oaks Landing apartment building, causing some extensive damage. Raleigh police say the driver fled the scene. A passenger in the truck was hurt and is expected to be okay. No one was hurt in that building. The Cumberland County Sheriff's Office returned to the scene this morning of where human remains were found. Sky 5 flew over that area where investigators were focusing on today. And deputies say they located the remains around 4:30 yesterday afternoon in the woods off of Deep Creek Road in Fayetteville. They have not identified the remains and who that person was. The deputies right now are asking anyone with information to contact the Sheriff's Office. Starting today, court hearings in North Carolina could face some delays. Certified court interpreters plan a statewide work stoppage after lawmakers left out funding in the new budget to increase their pay. Court interpreters help people with limited English proficiency communicate with judges, attorneys, and court staff during proceedings. Without them, it can mean postponements in cases ranging from criminal charges to domestic violence protective orders. Certified interpreters currently earn between $45 and $55 an hour. Neighboring states like Virginia and South Carolina actually pay much more than that. So we did ask the North Carolina Judicial Branch about the work stoppage. We asked them whether it has a contingency plan if interpreters don't show up today, whether court hearings could be delayed, and whether current pay is enough to meet the state's obligation to provide meaningful language access. They referred WRAL to information on its website, but didn't answer any of those questions. We are following the latest on the scheduled work stoppage and are pushing for answers. You can find the newest information on the WRAL News app and during our evening newscast starting at 4 p.m. Starting tomorrow now, you'll have to pay more to park in downtown Raleigh for the first time in about 8 years. On-street spots will go up 25 cents from $1.25 to $1.50 on weekdays. And city-owned parking decks will cost $1 more. Non-event decks, like the one on Wilmington Street, will go from $2 to $3 an hour on weekdays. The daily rate will be $21. Event parking decks, like the one on Cabarrus Street, will be $4 an hour, 7 days a week. The city says the rate hikes are needed to keep up with costs.
It has put additional pressures on the parking program to provide a level of service from a cleanliness standpoint, security, and upkeep on our decks. And so these increases are really intended to try and help us address a lot of those outstanding issues.
2 hours of free parking inside most parking decks is still available on weekdays. Well, WRAL is now looking for answers this morning after 2 more semi-trucks were torn open by the Peace Street Bridge in Raleigh. It happened again. These crashes happened just hours apart yesterday. It marks 6 such incidents in the past 2 weeks. So instances of trucks being damaged by this bridge have actually been happening for years now. It has happened so often that the bridge has been nicknamed the Peace Street Peeler. This is despite multiple warning signs leading up to the bridge. People who live in that area are concerned about the traffic backups.
It's already a high traffic area, without an accident occurring on that street.
So we did reach out to Raleigh police asking how many crashes that they have responded to here and how it compares to previous years. UNC leadership is now speaking out on the decision to put football general manager Michael Lombardi on leave. Chancellor Lee Roberts touched on the subject yesterday outside the Board of Trustees meeting. He shared with us that UNC learned of the concerns last week. On Monday, the university announced that Lombardi was on paid leave. WRAL asked Roberts how much confidence he has in Coach Bill.
8:44 now on this Friday morning. 70 degrees in Roxborough, 74 in Fayetteville, 76 in Clinton, 73 in Goldsboro. It's 72 in Rocky Mount. Let's go over to the mountains. I want to check on that forecast if you're headed there for the weekend. Lots of blue sky as of now. In the mountains today, we'll be in the mid to upper 80s through Asheville and Bryson City. Closer to Boone, it will be in the upper 70s to around 80 degrees, some scatter clouds. And then tomorrow, a chance for some isolated showers and storms, maybe a better chance for storms near Bryson City. Temperatures starting to cool off. Even cooler to end the weekend with better chances for showers and storms into the start of next week. We'll talk more about those rain chances across our area and towards the entire state, and those rainfall totals coming up in just a bit. But I want to take another live look at Leesville Road. This is going to be south of 540. This is going to be between Kingsland Drive and Country Trail. We still have a road closure there with that tree still leaning on the power lines. There are still some cones blocking off that area. Folks having to turn around in that area. They're still working to trim that tree. So as they keep doing that, the road will still be closed. We'll let you know when that reopens.
New this morning in the WRAL Live Center, a senior Hamas official says that the group has agreed to disarm if Israel honors the October ceasefire deal. Now, that is what CNN is reporting. Some new pictures coming in this morning as well. Now, this means three things. It would mean stopping targeted killings in Gaza. Israel would have to allow in more aid, and they would also have to withdraw their troops to a designated zone. Now, that official from Hamas told CNN that they want an international stabilization force to deploy in Gaza. On social media, President Trump called this new agreement historic. He leads the Board of Peace that is now overseeing Gaza's transition. This morning, though, it is not clear if Israel has agreed to this.
A big update. Elizabeth, thank you. Well, President Donald Trump says that he may temporarily withdraw the nomination for Todd Blanche for Attorney General after backlash from the Republican Party. That is until two senators decide to leave office. He says that he would have no objection to pulling his name for now. President Trump says that he would resubmit it after Senators John Cornyn and North Carolina's Tom Tillis leave office next year. Trump blasted both lawmakers who have refused to back Blanche. A federal judge is looking into whether the Justice Department properly redacted documents that were released under the Epstein Files Transparency Act. The DOJ gave several unredacted versions of documents linked to Epstein to the judge for private review. The judge will assess whether the department was justified in redacting certain portions of the documents. The Associate Attorney General says that the redactions were made so victims and law enforcement personnel were not identified. The judge previously ordered the department to release the records in full or explain the redactions. A man in Georgia became the first parent of a school shooter to face their own murder conviction. Colin Gray is the father of a teenager who pleaded guilty to killing 4 people and injuring 9 others at a Georgia high school in September of 2024. Prosecutors say Gray brought his son, Colt, an AR-15 style rifle and left it unsecured despite warning signs about his son. Gray was convicted of murder and manslaughter and sentenced to 15 years in prison. 16-year-old Colt Gray was sentenced to life in prison without parole earlier this week. Unsecured guns were the topic of WRAL's documentary Unsafe. It looks at the impact of gun violence on children. You can watch it right now on WRAL.com. Just search documentary. Tomorrow marks 6 months since the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. Pima County deputies say the investigation is far from over. They say DNA and digital evidence analysis remain the focus of their search.
We have so much DNA to sort through. We have so much in terms of video evidence to look at. It's just really hard for, I think, the community or the public to understand how these cases work and how they evolve.
The sheriff goes on to say that evidence is complex and time sensitive, but holds out hope, saying that the answer to solving it could still be on one call or one tip away. Millions of people snore in their sleep, but doctors warn sometimes it can be a sign of something more serious. Snoring could be caused by sleep apnea, which is when a person stops breathing while they're sleeping. It can lead to long-term health issues or even death. Other causes for snoring can include being sick, having a deviated septum, allergies, and even your sleep position.
Sleeping on your side also helps you prevent some of that noise and open up your airway a little bit, just because there's less compression, less gravity that can collapse down on our airway when we're sleeping on our side.
And doctors say that in some cases, snoring can also be remedied with a mouth guard, nasal strips, or allergy medicine. Lifestyle changes can help prevent snoring, like working out, quitting smoking, and reducing your alcohol intake. Nearly 250,000 people in France have had to flee massive wildfires, including one of Hollywood's most famous actors. David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
George and Amal Clooney say they've evacuated their home in southeastern France due to a wildfire nearby. The estate has become their primary residence. George wrote a letter to his town's mayor expressing the hope the other residents are safe and vowing to contribute to any needed rebuilding.
Any news from Kobe?
There is news, you'll be the first to know, unless you call me again, in which case I will never tell you.
The news is not good for Wonder Man. Disney Plus has canceled the series after a single season, despite announcing a season 2 renewal back in March. Star Yahya Abdul-Mateen II earned an Emmy nomination for lead actor in a comedy. Clueless star Alicia Silverstone is set to return as Cher Horowitz for a sequel series on Paramount+. This time, her daughter is going through high school, and parenting a teenager makes Cher feel positively, you guessed it, clueless. Production is set to begin next year. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
As if. Okay, well, upgrades are coming to RDU now. The airport is replacing the carpet in Terminal 2, and they want your help. The airport narrowed it down to 3 options called Driftwood, Hard Drive, and Cornerstones. If you're flying into or out of Terminal 2, you can see the samples in person at Gate C22. Voting is open online. It closes on Thursday, August 6th. All right, well, for anyone who's catching a flight right now, we have clear skies, but I know, Grant, you are tracking our next weather maker.
Yeah, this next weather maker is going to be a front that arrives to close out the weekend. So I want to start with this. I want to walk you through Futurecasts here in a second. But this next weather maker arrives by the end of the weekend. It will bring us rain during the first half of next week. We'll see more scattered showers and storms. Also watching for some possible isolated wind damage as we head into Sunday. So let's walk through Futurecast. This is this morning, very, very quiet at 10 a.m. And then through this afternoon, through the evening, this is 6:15 p.m. this evening, a few clouds, otherwise very, very quiet. We'll fast forward to Saturday mornings. Things are still very quiet, only a few clouds. Throughout the day, we'll start to see more high clouds build across the area, but you'll see by the evening, 4 o'clock, still mostly dry. Could see a few brief showers, but otherwise pretty quiet throughout the day on Saturday. Then fast forward to Sunday morning. Some showers start to develop as this front approaches. Still mostly quiet, but a lot more cloud cover, more humid for our Sunday. And then the showers and storms will become more numerous into the afternoon and evening. This is 3:15, just kind of gives you an idea of overall coverage. It really starts to increase during the back half of the day, and we'll keep those rain chances into both Sunday and Monday. We have a severe threat on Sunday, a level 1 of 5 risk. It covers almost our entire area. That means damaging wind gusts will be possible with some of those showers and storms, but it'll be pretty isolated. Franklinton looking nice right now. Tons of blue sky, just a few clouds in the sky. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s this morning. Will jump to around 90 degrees this afternoon. So a bit warmer than yesterday, but still very, very comfortable. Still going to be dry across the area. Enjoy today because it will get more humid through the weekend. Temperatures gradually dropping to the low 80s by Monday with better rain chances. We will climb close to 90 degrees by Thursday. Watch for good chances of rain during the first half of next week. Laura?
All right, Grant, thank you. And before we go to break, here are the winning lottery numbers. We will have another check on weather and traffic coming up next.